Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I am very excited for. We're going to be talking about 10 different products that I tried and thought they were so good that I had to have another one. Well, I didn't have to have another one. I just thought they were really, really good and I wanted another one and I have a problem, so I bought another one. Or sometimes two, or sometimes three. But anyway, before we get into the video, it would mean so much to me if you would just scroll down a little bit, hit like on this video if you enjoy this kind of content, subscribe to this channel if you want to see more from me, and leave me a comment down below if you've ever tried a makeup product that was just so damn good that you needed more of them. I'm always on the lookout for you guys' recommendations. So with all that out of the way, let's get right into the first product. So this is kind of a beauty community classic that I feel like everybody knows about at this point, but I just had to take this opportunity to talk about it, and you'll see why in a second. But this is the Too Faced Born This Way Concealer. This is such an incredible product. This is so beyond full coverage, it's actually kind of ridiculous. Like, I really saved this for kind of more glam occasions. What I love about it is it's a huge container of concealer. I mean, this will last you a really long time. It's like almost half an ounce of product. A normal concealer is like 0.2 ounces of product. This is a ridiculous amount of concealer. And for that reason, I can use it all over my face as like a foundation kind of product as well. Again, really good when I'm going for like the full beat kind of look. The thing is, I got my first one in a BoxyCharm, and it was a little too dark and a little too yellow. So I bought another one, and that one was also just a little too yellow. So I went to TJ Maxx and I found another one, and then somehow, I literally don't even know how, I ended up with a fourth. I have like 2 ounces of Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I don't even know how this happened. I'm not upset though, because I love this stuff and I use it all the time. I love using this all over the face when I just need to get ready really quick. I just go and blend it out and we're good to go. Under the eyes, like I said, for like the full glam situations, the lasting power on this is absolutely incredible. It stays on so well. It barely creases under my eyes, and everything's going to crease at least a little bit, but this is very minimal. I don't even have to set this with powder. It literally self-sets. It's so impressive. I don't have very many concealers that can do that. It's so good, and to be fair, $30 for half an ounce of concealer is actually a really good deal. That's really good. There are $30 concealers where you get half this amount of product, and it's half this quality. So the first thing that I literally could not stop at one of, Too Faced Born This Way concealer. So I tried to keep this to mostly products that I haven't talked about on this channel ad nauseum, but this one I really couldn't help myself. These are the ColourPop Super Shock highlighters. I literally will not shut up about these highlighters. They are that good. I will continue to hype them up until the end of time. Obviously, I'm going to talk about my favorite shade because it was my first one. This is Flexitarian. This is the one that made me fall in love with the formula. It is beautiful. It is stunning. It is one of the most shiny things that I own. Look at her. Delicious. Am I going to show you a swatch? Of course I am. Of course I am. It's just wet, shiny, delicious goodness. So of course I got that, and I was like, oh yeah, I need more of those for sure. So I want to say the next one that I got was Lunch Money, which is this more pale gold one. A little less blingy than Flexitarian, still very beautiful. The next one after that I got is this one here. This is called Guilty Pleasure. It's kind of a pink and gold duochrome type of flip shade. Really gorgeous. And then finally, I got this one from the Avatar The Last Airbender collection. It is called Moon Peach. It has some really beautiful, like, blue and purple sparkles in it. It's kind of hard to appreciate in this lighting, but it's stunning. I love all of these so much. I actually have a couple more. I have some from the Harry Potter collection, but they're in different packaging, so I just stuck to these 4. But trust me on this. These are incredible. And trust me when I say these are absolutely worth every penny, because at full price, these are either $8 or $9, and ColourPop runs sales all the time. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure they were just doing 30% off site-wide. So, I mean, you can get these for as cheap as like $6. So, of course, I have like 6 of them. Of course I do, because they're that good. The next thing that I want to talk to you guys about is a cream blush. Now, to be fair, this was very difficult for me because I have a lot of cream blushes, and a lot of them I have more than one shade of because I've tried some bomb cream blush formulas. So this one took some thinking for me. This is not necessarily my most favorite cream blush product, but I picked this one because it's available at the drugstore and it really, really holds up against the high-end alternatives. Really, really well. So these are the Milani Cheek Kiss cream blushes. They are so beautiful. The formula of these is high-end quality, 100%. This is the shade Nude Kiss, which isn't really as brown as you would expect a nude shade to be. It's not even that nude, but it's a gorgeous color. I absolutely love this. And then one day, I was at TJ Maxx, and I stumbled across this fun shade called You're a Peach. Super beautiful. The formula is so emollient on these. They just melt as soon as your hand touches them. And they melt right into the skin like that, too, on your face. I mean, they just... they're like butter, but in a good way. It's not like rubbing butter on your skin. I don't mean it like that. I'm just getting overly excited about these blushes. They're very beautiful. These, I think, are $8.99, maybe $9.99, so really, really good quality for really, really good prices. What I would compare these to on the high-end side is probably the Tower 28 blushes, if you're familiar with those at all. They have a very, very emollient feeling to them. They just melt as soon as they hit your fingertips. These are similar to that, except these are just a little bit thinner in texture. The Tower 28 ones tend to have a little bit more substance to them. These are very thin when you pick them up, but honestly, I think that makes them even easier to blend than the Tower 28 ones, and I love the Tower 28 ones. So, absolutely fantastic find. I could not have just one. And yes, there are another couple of shades that I would still like to pick up. So the next product I want to talk about is a powder blush, because I'm obsessed with blush, and there was no way I was only going to talk about one blush in this video. So this one is, I think, kind of slept on at the drugstore these days. They were kind of popular at one point, but right now I don't hear enough about them. These are the Burt's Bees blushes. These are so good. So this was the first shade that I picked up. This is the shade Bare Peach. It's a very subtle kind of shade, at least on my skin tone. Just kind of a hint of a little bit of an orangey peachy color. It pulls more orange than your average peach blush, which is interesting. I like that about the shade. The next shade that I picked up, because I loved that one so much, is the shade Shy Pink. And this one actually ended up being my favorite shade, which is weird, because I don't normally go for the cool tone pink blushes. But there's something about the tone of this one. I don't know what it is. That's it right there. Beautiful. Don't these kind of remind you of the two Dior Rosy Glow blush colors? Am I wrong? They kind of remind me of that. I have no idea if the formulas are similar. I just think that it's similar to the two colors they have. Finally, I picked up the shade Fresh Apricot, which is a little bit more of a deep shade. And I feel like this one's kind of somewhere in between them. It's not as orange and peachy as Bare Peach, but it's also not as pink as Shy Pink. So Bare Peach, Shy Pink, Fresh Apricot. You can see they have just a hint of a sheen to them, but they're not shiny blushes. They're just kind of a satin finish, and it looks really natural on the skin. They're powder blushes, but they're not super powdery. They don't have a ton of fallout, but they're not tightly packed. I just feel like everything about them is such a perfect, like, happy medium of all the right things. And I don't think they're very expensive either. I can't really remember how much these are. I want to say when I bought them, they were in the like $9-ish range, but you know how prices are right now, so don't quote me on that at all. Whatever they are, say that they cost $12 now, whatever. It's still worth it to me. These are so, so beautiful. I also just think the packaging is super cute and unique. A little annoying to store, but I can look past it. These are just too, too good. I think there's only one other shade, and I think I also tried that one at one point. Toasted Cinnamon, I think it's called. Kathleen Lights used to love it. It just didn't look good on my skin tone. It was very brown, and I like brown blush, but it was like warm brown. It didn't flatter me, but I'm sure on someone a little bit deeper than me, stunning. So you cannot go wrong. There aren't very many shades, which is really unfortunate, but if you can find a shade that works for you, or two, or three, or all four of them, I highly recommend it. Next, I want to talk about something I don't really talk about a lot on this channel, which is eyeliner. Eyeliner, I feel like, is something I kind of sleep on. I should use it more. I'm wearing it today. Look at me go. But these are so good that I really feel like they warrant talking about. So this is the Physicians Formula Eye Booster Liquid Eyeliner. I don't wear liquid liner that often. I'm not that good at doing it, and it takes a lot of effort, and usually I just don't have time for it. But when I want to wear liquid liner, these I feel like always turn out looking so good on me. And I'm telling you, I'm so bad at doing like cat eyes with liquid liner, and these work out for me. So there's just something about them that works really well if you're kind of incompetent when it comes to the freaking wings, okay? Trust me on this one. There's something about the brush. It's a brush tip. It's the right thickness. It's the right flexibility. I've tried a lot of brush tip liners, okay? Because I'm so bad at doing wings, I keep trying liner after liner after liner, trying to find one that makes it easier for me. And I have found very few. This one is very high on that list. So why do I have two? Of course, I have the black. Oh, it's drying out. I need to get a new one. But it's not like an ultra black, like if you're into like pitch black eyeliner, you might not like the black in this line. However, there's also a brown in this line, and I actually like this even better because I've been getting into brown eyeliner lately, and holy cow, it's just, you know what I love about the brown? A lot of times with like brown mascaras and brown liners, it's such a dark brown that it basically looks black anyway. Like I'm wearing brown eyeliner right now. Doesn't it kind of just look black? Kind of does to me. This is actually obviously brown. It's a brown eyeliner, not like a slightly less dark black eyeliner. I love it. These stay on ridiculously well. I did not buy like specifically a waterproof version. They might all be waterproof, but they don't say waterproof on here. So I'm not entirely sure, but they do not come off. Honestly, they're even a little bit hard to get off when you're trying to get them off. You don't have to rub your eyes like crazy. It's not hard, but they don't come off immediately. You got to work at least a little bit. So coming from a girl who does not use much eyeliner and is not very good at doing winged eyeliner, trust me on this one. The Physicians Formula is the one. My wings actually look good when I use it, and that's saying a lot for me. This is another product that I kind of won't shut up about on this channel, so I'm going to try to keep this part brief. Essence Lash Princess Mascara. I really love this stuff. First of all, it's $5. So that right there, you know? So I got this one first. This is the False Lash Effect. This is still my favorite. It's the best one. I need to buy another one because mine is all gross and dried out and crusty, but the one kind of looks like this. It literally makes it look like you're wearing false eyelashes, and I'm not even remotely exaggerating. I don't wear false lashes. I don't like how they feel on my eyes, so this is the closest I can pretty much get. This one I heard was also very good, and I do like it. I don't love it as much as the False Lash Effect, but I do like it if you're going for more of the fluffy lash look. If you like fluff, like a little more volume, but not as much length, you still get both. But I think this is more length, less volume, and this is more volume, less length. Both of them give you both, but I think they emphasize slightly different things, if that makes sense. So this is the pink one. It's the Curl and Volume Mascara. It kind of has more of the hourglass-shaped traditional wand. So both beautiful. The formula is stunning. I tried the purple one at one point. It was like the volumizing one. That one was like pure volume, no length, and it got really clumpy on me. So I can't personally recommend that one. I haven't tried the waterproof one because I don't love waterproof, so I can't speak to that one. But at least for these two, I can give you a full stamp of approval. Absolutely love them. You've heard me talk about them before probably, so I'm going to move on now. Buy them. Let's talk about eyeshadow palettes. I love eyeshadow palettes. Eyeshadow palettes are one of my favorite things, and sometimes I come across eyeshadow palettes that are just so darn good that I have to buy every available colorway, and that can be a little problematic. If you've seen my drugstore eyeshadow palette collection and you've seen how many ColourPop palettes I have, we're not going to get into that right now, but yeah, my loyalty to a eyeshadow palette formula can get pretty intense. Today, we're going to talk about another favorite of mine. These are the Nabla Cutie palettes. I went on like a mild rampage in my high-end eyeshadow palette video about these. They're so good. They were literally just on sale for 50% off at 21 Days of Beauty. If you missed it, it will happen again. So stay tuned because I got all of these for 50% off. I've never paid full price for one of these. I just get them when they're on sale for 21 Days of Beauty. The Nabla palettes are pretty much always on sale at 21 Days of Beauty now. So hang in there if you missed it. It'll come back around. So I have some that are still available and some that aren't available anymore. I don't remember the order in which I got them, so I'm just going to show them all to you. And if it's not available anymore, I'm sorry for hyping it up this hard. But honestly, you can't go wrong. The formulas in all of these are incredible. So the one that made me want to buy the cutie palettes was this one right here. This is the Wild Berry Cutie palette. Look at those shades. So these have a few different formulas in them most of the time. So this right here is more of like a cream to powder shade. Reminds me a little of the Natasha Denona cream to powders. Very, very beautiful, easy to use. These are all traditional powder mattes. This is more of like your typical glitter shimmer, and this is like a glitter topper that's like duochromatic. The looks you can come up with from this are so stunning. So of course, I had to get more, right? So the next one I got, Coral Cutie palette. This one, unfortunately, I'm 99.9% sure is discontinued, but very beautiful still. Two mattes, a satiny kind of color, true metallic, glittery, thinner shimmer, and then your glitter topper. This is such a beautiful glitter topper. Oh, I love it so much. So then, this one. This one's kind of my baby because I'm such a sucker for good neutrals. This is the Nude Cutie palette. It's so good. You have this more low-key shimmer, these two bonkers blinding shimmers, and all of the mattes in this one are sort of that cream to powder formula. I think this one's my favorite. I'm so lame. I'm so lame that that one's my favorite, but oh my god, it's so good. This is the Platinum Cutie palette. I don't remember if this one is still available. It might be. The metallics in this one are the most insane, high impact, crazy shimmers I've ever seen probably in my life. I always have to swatch the silver every single time I open this palette. What? I don't really have to say anything about it. You get it. You get it. And finally, I think this is the most recent acquisition. This is the Cutie Analog. I know this one is still available, and I do really, really like this one. Also a neutral color story, just a little bit amped up from the Nude Cutie palette. And you have a bunch of the formulas in this one as well. This is actually kind of the glitter topper shade. It's a lot sheerer than it appears in the pan, which is so interesting. This is more of your sparkly shimmer. This is more of your metallic, but these are fairly similar in formula. And then you have two traditional matte shades and a cream to powder matte shade. So this really kind of has the best of all the formulas. So personally, if I were to recommend one of the ones that's still available, I would recommend the Nude Cutie or this one. But no matter which one you pick, it's going to be beautiful. These are so stunning. As you can see, I could not stop at one. And I think the only one that I don't have that is still available is the blue one, and I don't wear a lot of blue. So I have pretty much all of the ones that I'm going to get until they put out more, which they might, and I'll probably buy those too. So I figured, while we're on the subject of eyeshadow palettes, send in the clowns. Oh my goodness, this is like $500 worth of makeup that I'm holding right now. These are, of course, my Pat McGrath Mothership palettes. Good Lord. Yes, they are obscenely expensive. No, I don't necessarily think you should spend full price on them. Pat McGrath's website runs sales a lot. You can usually get 25 to 30% off your order. I recommend doing it that way. Much better deal than the Sephora sale by far. So, sign up for Pat's emails and you'll find out when all the discounts are and stuff, but they're so good. Look, I don't like to say that eyeshadow is worth like $100 because I think that that's a crazy, crazy price. But like I've paid it and I don't regret it. And I'm probably going to do it again. Just like realistically speaking, I'm probably going to do it again. Or at least like 70 something dollars when they're on sale, Like it's still a crazy price, but like I'll do it again. So the first one I got is still my favorite. She's still my baby. This I bought at a Sephora sale, which again, I shouldn't have done. So I think I spent like $110 on this. And I'd do it again. This is my Bronze Seduction palette. I'm sorry I have to hold it like this so awkwardly, but it doesn't bend further than this. Absolutely unbelievable shades in this thing. Pat McGrath, you're not going to Pat for the mattes, all right? The mattes are good. The mattes work really well, and they better for the price that you pay for them, but you're not going to Pat for the mattes. You're going to Pat for the special shades, right? this. This is the stuff that makes me spend all of my money on this woman. I'm telling you. This is the stuff. It's such a special texture. They call them her special shades, and there's a reason. It's not like any eyeshadow formula I've ever felt before. It's, oh my god, it like turns purple and pink, and I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted by how beautiful that is. I want to say it's dry, but it's not dry in a bad way. It's just kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It's almost scratchy, but not bad. Like, I can't think of an adjective to describe the formula that doesn't make it sound bad. If you've tried Pat, let me know how to describe the special shade formula in a way that doesn't make it sound horrible. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. So, Bronze Seduction, still my favorite to this day. Next, I was one of the very lucky few. I was scrolling through YouTube one day, and I think Morgan Turner posted a thing on her community tab that said, Pat McGrath's website is glitching. If you go on her website right now, you'll get an extra 50% off of the sale price that these are already on if you use this code. So these two were each running for about $90-something. I got them for $47 each because my order went through before they figured out the glitch and like canceled everybody's orders. This was the deal of a lifetime, and I took advantage of it. So we have the Divine Rose 1. Such a beautiful rosy tone color story. And I'm gonna swatch a special shade because of course I am. This is one of the more metallic ones, not so glittery. Both are beautiful. The metallic special shades and the glitter special shades are both phenomenal. So there's that one. Pink, orangey, fiery yellow, a little bit of almost a green. Ridiculous. And also in that order, Divine Rose 2. Which, of course, has one of, in my opinion, her most mind-boggling special shades. It's hot pink. It's literally the color green. It's hot pink. It's literally lime green. You can't really appreciate it on a finger swatch, so let me put it here. Yeah. So you're kind of seeing this muddy color. I see lime green, pink, lime green. I swear to God, this is actually lime green. It's crazy, okay? Just trust me. I wish I could get a decent swatch of it on camera. Look at that. Look. Green. I'm not gaslighting you. It turns bright, damn green. And finally, I have my most recent addition to my Mothership collection. This is Mothership 10, Moonlit Seduction. I'm sure you can tell which shade made me buy the palette. It's this one, of course. Obviously, it's this one. A little bit of a different formula on the special shades in this palette. I'm not mad at it, though. Some people were really mad at it. I was not one of those people. I'm totally fine with this version of the formula. So just this, again, ridiculous, beautiful, kind of a berry tone base with greenish glitter. I don't know. It's whack. All right. It's so good. Again, I legitimately deep in my heart wish that I could tell you, don't bother. It's not worth your money, but it so is. It so is. You know I'm big on drugstore makeup on this channel. I will not often endorse the luxury stuff over the drugstore stuff, but in this case, it's the best damn eyeshadow I've ever tried. So of course, I couldn't stop at 1. I'm also not going to stop at 4. I will buy more. Let's get back to the cheap stuff, shall we? Next, I want to talk about lip liner. Which lip liner? The NYX Slim Lip Pencils. These are $4. Their other lip liners are like $8. They have a couple of different lip liner lines. $8 line. I think one of them is like a $10 line. These are the best ones, and they're $4. Yeah, so obviously I keep buying them. Gonna keep buying them because they're $4 and they have every color known to mankind. So, this is the story. This one is called Peekaboo Neutral. I bought this one because it was a purported dupe for Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk, and it is very close. That is an extremely close shade match to Pillow Talk. I have Pillow Talk. Pillow Talk is a little creamier in formula. These are slightly stiffer. They are still very easy to apply. They're not gonna drag on your lips like some of the old school wooden pencils do. These don't do that at all. I felt a little bit hesitant about the whole wooden pencil thing too. Not even a bit of a drag or a tug. They're very smooth. But they do tug a little more than the Charlotte Tilbury ones, and I find that it actually gives them even more lasting power. So, very similar to Charlotte Tilbury's shade, anyway. Next, I picked up the shade Nude Pink, which was sort of recommended in the same vein as Peekaboo Neutral. Someone said it was semi-similar to Pillow Talk. It's not really. That's definitely more of a pale pink. I would say the real Pillow Talk is somewhere in the middle. Closer to Peekaboo Neutral, though. Still a gorgeous shade, still one I use all of the time. Next, I picked up the shade Natural. I honestly don't remember who convinced me to buy this one, but it's gorgeous. It's a little bit more of a deeper shade, a little more brown in it. Very, very beautiful. I think someone said this is more similar to Charlotte Tilbury's Iconic Nude. I think that's why I picked this one up. I disagree on that one. I have Iconic Nude as well, and this one's not quite there. A beautiful shade in its own right, though. And again, one that I use all the time. Finally, I heard that this was just a really unique, interesting, grungy cool tone shade, and if you've seen any of my lipstick videos, me and the grungy cool tones vibe. So this one is Nude Beige, and it is exactly that. Every time I want to do one of my grungy cool tone 90s-y looks, it's either this or one of my ColourPop cool tone liners. Each of these, $4. The quality is there, the color range is there. I'm telling you, these are so good. And I will buy more. It's not a question of if, it's when. There will be more. And finally, for this video, it simply wouldn't be me if I didn't talk about lip gloss. Again, I wouldn't say this is like my all-time #1 most favorite lip gloss formula ever, but I feel like I don't hear enough people talk about it, and I've liked it enough to buy it more than once, so I think it should be talked about. These are the Sephora collection, like the Sephora in-house brand, Outrageous Plump Effect glosses. Makes it sound like they're like a tingly, stingy plumping gloss. They're not. They just make your lips look very luscious. So I bought this one first because I'm a sucker for the nudes. This is the shade 2XXL Nude, I want to say it's called. But it just says shade 2 on here, but I'm pretty sure it's called XXL Nude. Anyway, look at this fun little doe foot. It's like curved and it's really small. I don't know. It hugs the lips really nicely. So that is what that shade looks like. And they are just so shiny. It's actually kind of ridiculous. They feel really good on the lips. Look at that shine. They're amazing. I love this packaging too. Don't you just think that's the cutest thing in the world? Adorable, right? So I ended up wearing this one all the time after I bought it. So of course the next time there was a Sephora sale, I bought another. This looks like it's going to be a shade of pink. It's really not. It's pretty much just a clear. I believe they call this one like Universal Volume. It's the shade 1. I mean, you're going to see it's basically clear. Like a little tint of pink, but it's basically clear. They're beautiful. I mean, I don't know how much I can say that isn't like saying the same thing about every lip gloss, but they make your lips look juicy and shiny, and the staying power is actually kind of decent. They're a little stickier than I usually prefer in a lip gloss, I will say that. Not like gross sticky, tacky sticky, but like a little thicker and more present. I don't hate that though because they last longer than a lot of glosses do. So if I'm looking for a gloss that'll stay on a little bit better than my favorite glosses tend to, these are the ones that I will go for, absolutely. I believe that these are $13 regular price. Don't quote me on that, but it's in that ballpark. But during the Sephora sale, all Sephora collection products are 30% off, which means that these come out to like $8, $9. Worth it 110%. Absolutely love these. I'm going to consider picking up another shade the next time the Sephora sale comes around, which is soon, by the way. So keep an eye out for that video. But yes, Sephora Outrageous Plumping Glosses, one of the lip glosses I think deserves more hype that I could not have just one of. So that's it, you guys. Those are my 10 products for this video that I could not have only one of. I had to buy more. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Have you tried any of these products? Do you have more than one of any of these products? What are products that you have more than one of? I would love to know. I think that's a really great endorsement of a product, is when you try it and you don't just love it, you love it enough to spend your money on it again. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like down below. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.